You're listening to iFan Sports Talk Radio. And now, live from Studio 215 in Low Country, South Carolina. Welcome to the Live in 5 Show with your host, Nikki Fu.
Welcome, everybody. This is your host, Nikki Fu, Live in 5 Show, episode 27. You can catch us at Twitter at iFanTalk, where all our episodes are posted live, and you can chat with me on Twitter also. So today we are talking in episode 27, a busy day in the NHL with only 4 days left until we get to free agency. So we are going to begin with the Penguins making some news. A day after signing Brian Rust to a long-term deal, they traded Connor Sheary and Matt Hunwick to the Buffalo Sabres for a conditional 2019 fourth-round draft pick. Clearly a salary dump by the Penguins. The question now is from Pittsburgh is who is coming over? Sheary, he was under contract through 2019-2020 with a cap hit of about $3 million. He signed with the Penguins as an undrafted free agent in 2015. He had a breakout season in 2016-17, scoring 23 goals and 30 assists in 61 games. Those stats were probably inflated while playing with Crosby a lot of those games. But he struggled last season after he signed that big contract with the Penguins. He wasn't playing much with Crosby. He only had 18 goals, 12 assists in 79 games. And he only had 2 assists in the 12 playoff games that the Penguins played. Clearly not a factor like he was in the 2016 Stanley Cup run when he had some big-time goals, especially that Game 2 overtime winner against the San Jose that put the Penguins up 2-0 in that series. As for Hunwick, he was also under contract with the Penguins for the next 2 seasons with a cap hit of about $2.25 million. The 33-year-old only played 42 games with the Penguins last year, averaging about 17 minutes of ice time, and he did not appear in any playoff games last year for the Penguins. He was a healthy scratch. Also, the Penguins on Wednesday signed a Riley Sheahan to a 1-year, $2.1 million contract. Riley Sheahan really rejuvenated his career coming over from the Detroit Red Wings. Clearly a great trade by the Penguins to get him to shore up the third-line center. Even when he was demoted to the fourth line after the acquisition of Derek Brassard, Sheahan was a great penalty killer. He was a great fourth-line center. Glad to see the Penguins securing him up for 1 more year. Moving on, the Washington Capitals signed the most underrated playoff hero, I would say, in Devontae Smith-Pelly. 1 year, $1 million. Boy, that sort of makes me wonder, would Smith-Pelly gotten more out in the open market, or is he looking for that maybe second ring? But a good signing by the Capitals. He was a core player for them throughout the playoffs, came up with some big-time goals. He did not receive a qualifying offer from the Caps, and he had become an unrestricted free agent, but he continued to negotiate, and the sides agreed to a deal on Wednesday. So good for him. The Arizona Coyotes also signed defenseman Kevin Kutendon to a 2-year contract extension. Terms of the deal weren't disclosed, but he had 11 goals and 10 assists in 73 games last year. He has 26 goals and 42 assists in 260 games over the courses of his career with not only with Arizona but also the Dallas Stars and Columbus Blue Jackets. The Lightning re-signed forward J.T. Miller to a 5-year, $26.25 million contract. He will count about $5.5 million against the salary cap through 2023. Steve Yzerman announced the deal with the pending restricted free agent on Tuesday. That was pretty much about the news for today. A couple of other items I'd like to discuss is clearly with Tavares from the Islanders. He is currently speaking to 6 teams. Those six teams are Dallas, Tampa Bay, Toronto, San Jose, Boston, and of course the New York Islanders. Rumor out there is that Toronto is maybe looking to give him a 1-year deal, but if you think Tavares, I think he is looking for a long-term contract extension, and I'm sort of predicting, I'm going to go out there on a limb, that he wants to go to a winner. And I know I'm looking at this list right now. Toronto's an up-and-coming team. 2 years ago, they pushed the Capitals to the limit, going 7 games, but lost. So there was a lot of expectations for Toronto to make that next step this year. It didn't happen. So I'm going to, sort of take Dallas out of the mix. I am going to take Toronto out of the mix. And the Islanders, I don't think he is going to go back there. I think he wants some new scenery and a chance to win the cup. So I'm going to put the early favorites as, in order. I think I'm going to have San Jose number 1. I am going to have Boston number 2. And I would have Tampa number 3. I could see him fitting in San Jose and Boston. I don't see him really. Where would they put him in Tampa? I mean, would they put him on the number 2 line center behind Stamkos? I'm not really sure. And finally, when we talked about the Penguins earlier in this podcast over here about their salary jump, which was clearly a salary jump, the Penguins getting a 4th round pick, and it was basically a Connor Sheary for the 4th round pick. And I think the Penguins wanted the Buffalo to take Hunwick to get that salary off the books too. And Buffalo, of course, did it because Buffalo does have a lot of cap room. They have close to about $19 million in cap space going into the 2018-2019 season. And there's rumors out there right now on the PittsburghPostGazette.com and Trib Live and even TSN Hockey Twitter page is reporting that the Penguins already have an agreement. Of course, it's only a verbal agreement, and with Jax Johnson, the free agent defenseman from the Columbus Blue Jackets. The deal is reportedly worth 5 years, around $16 million. So the Penguins are looking up to shore up that blue line, and if they do sign him, I think that is a great pickup. And he played a lot with Crosby in junior hockey, so I think he would be a great fit for the Penguins. He stays in the Eastern Confrence, stays in the Metropolitan Division, and we'll see how it fits, but I'm excited. You got the NHL free agent period starting on Sunday. This Sunday, it's only 4 days away. There's going to be a lot going on. We'll be doing a live broadcast that day to go over what the happenings are. I want to thank everybody for joining me. This is your host, Nikki Fu. This is Live in 5 show. I will see you folks down the road.